And it is dry out there across central Georgia this morning, but by the time we get to the weekend, changes are in store. Yes, that is a whole lot of green. We'll talk about the timing for the arrival of rain in central Georgia.
13 WMAZ morning starts now. Good morning, everybody. It's January the 30th, Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Hope your day's up to a good start. I'm Frederick Price.
I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Forbes.
If you are heading to work, give yourself some extra time because I was running a little late, if I'm being honest, and noticed some frost on my car, and that put me back like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was not a quick defrost this morning for me either out there in the parking lot. So it's just a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere, and that's what you get with temperatures like this. 35 right now in Perry. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6 makes it feel like 30 out the door in Houston County right now. Across the southeastern part of the United States, we're looking at cooler conditions across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and then warmer stuff on the other side of the Mississippi River with temperatures in the mid-40s. The sensor here at the Macon Airport is still asleep. If somebody could go wake that up, that would be great. 33 in Atlanta, 31 up in Athens, 36 in Vidalia. It's 33 walking out the door in Bleckley County, 30 over in Eastman, and down at McRae, 36 in Vidalia, and 31 in Sandersville. So here's the radar, and really it's catching a break through much of the day today. It's tonight when we have the chance to pick up a couple isolated showers. Temperatures today, though, on the uphill swing up to about 61 degrees later this afternoon. Sunrise at 7:31. The winds, they're going to be out of the west today at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to talk about this dry stretch of days before rain arrives on Sunday. Timing that out to taking an early look at next week in just a moment.
13 WMAZ weather, sponsored by Premier Heating and Air.
Time now 6:07. I cannot wait until that springtime when you can go to those outdoor shows, do things outside, and you're not worried about bundling up.
Downside is spring pollen.
That's
exactly.
true.
But then on the flip side of it is pool season.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just give it about 2.5 minutes. We'll be at 90 here in Georgia before we know it. Looking live down at the Georgia National Fairgrounds, it is not 90 degrees right now. It is in the 30s instead. Take a look at this, 36 down in Perry. The winds are calm. At times, we've seen a bit of a breeze, and that's creating a minor wind chill across central Georgia this morning. But we are headed into the low 60s later on today. 35 in Warner Robins, 36 in Roberta, and in where are we looking right now? In Forsyth this morning, 33 in Monticello, 32 in Eatonton, Milledgeville, Gordon, 33 waking up in Bleckley County, 30 over in Eastman and in McRae, 36 in Vidalia, and 32 in Swainsboro. So the radar really not going to be working too hard today. We do have the chance for a couple scattered showers later on tonight, but that's going to be primarily to the north and east. Across the southeast this morning, it's colder on the east side of the Mississippi River than it is on the west side. Temperatures in the 40s over there, and that's kind of what is coming towards central Georgia tomorrow. That air mass is going to move into central Georgia, and that's going to keep temperatures warmer through the overnight hours. So here we go through noon today. Temperatures near 50. Then later this afternoon, I know this is showing upper 50s. I'm actually expecting to get into the low 60s. We know how Future View works this time of year. You got to add a couple degrees onto the actual temperature in order to get your high temperature for the day. But then into the night tonight, this is 1 a.m. here. We'll get some scattered showers off to the north and east. There's Eatonton, Milledgeville, over towards Sparta and Washington counties. That's going to be primarily, again, through the overnight hours, waking up tomorrow morning. In fact, by 3 a.m. out of here, waking up tomorrow morning, certainly out of here, with temperatures closer to 40 rather than 30 to start your Wednesday. As we get into Wednesday afternoon, I am expecting again to get close to 60 rather than stay in the mid-50s. There's Thursday at 7 a.m., close to freezing, and then we get back into Thursday afternoon with temperatures in the 60s before all is said and done. Looking ahead to the end of the week and into the weekend, Friday, of course, Groundhog Day. That's going to be dry across central Georgia, and really we're not looking at much of a rain chance on Saturday either. Latest forward here into Saturday afternoon. Still dry here, but look at this back off to the west. Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. That's going to be part of a larger system pulling rain into central Georgia by the time we get to Sunday morning and into the afternoon. This is 5 p.m. here. That would be widespread showers in and around central Georgia. Not really looking at much of a storm threat with this, I'm thinking. And even then, by the time we get to Monday, we're still looking at that chance of rain through the first part of the day before we dry out for the second part of the day. So looking at a wet end to the weekend in central Georgia. Yesterday, made it to 61. The average high for any given January 29th was 60 degrees, so very close to that, just a degree above it. Overnight low temperature of 42. That was a couple degrees warmer than the average low temperature. Here's what to expect through the rest of the week. This week, 60 tomorrow, 63 for Thursday, but then closer to 70 for Friday and Saturday. Those are going to be dry days in central Georgia, so be sure to get outside and enjoy it if you can. And by the time we get to Sunday, that's when that rain chance is going to build in. Out the door today, though, Looking at temperatures, again, getting into the 60s briefly this afternoon before we're right back down into the 50s later on tonight. Winds, they're going to be out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunrise this morning, that is at 7:31. 62 in Irwinton and Warner Robin, 61 in Butler, 63 in Vidalia. This is going to be the afternoon high temperature today. Expected to hang on to 59 up there in Putnam County. As for tonight, getting down to about 39 as opposed to 30 this morning as we get into Thursday here, the first day of February. 63 the high temperature there, 68 on Friday. Going to do something very similar there on Saturday with just a little more sun on Saturday, but then comes the rain on Sunday. I'm having a hard time finding some dry hours on Sunday. I would say if you have outdoor plans this weekend, try to do them on Saturday. Just going to be a significantly nicer weather day. Even if we do catch a couple of dry hours in the morning on Sunday, it is still going to be overcast across central Georgia.
All right, let's head on over to Alex now for a look outside.
Yeah, Caitlin, we are looking live in Dublin this morning. We do have cold weather in and around central Georgia. Temperatures in the 30s. What does that mean for the day ahead? I've got that answer straight ahead.
And tax season underway, and there's already 6:19. Check this out. Coming up, the Super Bowl will not be the only game on your TV screens in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah. You can also catch some rescue dogs getting in on the fun at the Puppy Bowl.
That's right. The furriest rivalry in sports celebrates its 20th year, showcasing rescue pups from all over the country.
Oh, and all the pups will get to play games and get to show all the incredible things they can do to offer home.
This must be one of the pups, but I tell you, the Puppy Bowl is one of my favorite things to watch around the Super Bowl time.
It's before the Super Bowl, right? Like that afternoon?
Is it?
I think so, yeah. It's during the day.
I personally have never heard of the Puppy Bowl, so this should be interesting. This will be a first for me.
You got to watch it. It's just cute fun. Like, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at the little babies.
So it's going to be February 11th.
And then after that is the Super Bowl, and then you're going to be tearing your living room apart, right? Depending on who you're rooting for.
Exactly. The 49ers. Sorry, Taylor Swift.
That's how you're rooting against Taylor
49ers.
Swift. That's a gutsy call there.
It is, but I mean, when it comes down to football, though, like the 49ers are objectively a better team. So we'll see. We'll see. February 11th. Yes, especially the folks in Kansas City. They would like to differ with that one. All right, a live look down in Dublin this morning. Temperatures this morning in the 30s. We are looking at a big warm-up coming your way later on today, though. Sunny skies across central Georgia, and we're going to remain dry through Saturday as well before some rain arrives on Sunday. The sensor in Macon is still not there. 32 in Gordon, 32 in Milledgeville this morning, 30 over in Sandersville and in Wrightsville. Looking at 30 down in Eastman, 36 in Thomaston, 32 in Montezuma, and 31 in Americus. Here's the radar picture. Not much going on out there across the southeast, and that includes us here in central Georgia. A dry morning. By the time we're talking tomorrow morning, it's possible that we will have seen a couple showers through the overnight hours, but not looking at that being too widespread. Here we go by the noon hour. Temperatures close to 50. Upper 50s, low 60s coming your way later on today. And then into the night tonight, you see it up there near Interstate 20 by 10, 11 o'clock, beginning to pick up a couple showers. A part of a larger Clipper system is what it's called up to the north, and that's just going to bring a couple of raindrops through central Georgia before all is said and done through the overnight. So 33 out there at the bus stop this morning. A chilly morning, tons of sun for the recess hour, though, 55. And by the time we head home from work and school, looking at those high temperatures in the low 60s. Something similar for tomorrow, 63 for Thursday, before we're closer to 70 by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. Average high for today is 60 degrees, and that's going to add a degree or two each day after that. So we are going to be above average by the time we get to the end of the week. As for today, though, a nice afternoon. Winds, they're going to be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunrise at 7:31 this morning in and around central Georgia. Everybody say from 63 to 59, somewhere in there for a high temperature this afternoon. Here's your 7-day forecast. 60 itself tomorrow here in Macon, 63 on Thursday. That is the first day of February. My least favorite holiday on Friday, Groundhog Day, when the rodent tries to steal my job. A high temperature of 68 there with partly cloudy skies. 68 on Saturday before a 70% chance of rain rolls into central Georgia on Sunday. Time is 6:26 this morning. We're looking at Interstate 75 near Rumble Road there in Monroe County. A couple people headed by there at that early hour. Drive times, no issues out there. 19 minutes from Highway 96 to Interstate 75, 11 minutes from 16 to 475, and 16 minutes from Perry to the Southern Interchange. Bus stop forecast this morning. 30s out the door, 60s on the way. Later on today, it's going to be a quick warm-up in and around central Georgia. By the time we get to the afternoon, again, looking at sunny skies with 61 being the high temperature here in Macon. A couple degrees warmer down to the south with a couple degrees cooler up to the north. And as we work our way into the next 7 days, we're all going to be going warmer across central Georgia. 68 the high temperature for Friday and for Saturday. By the time we get to Sunday, though, watching a 70% chance of rain. That's going to stick around through the first part of Monday as well. So keep the rain jacket handy. You're going to need it in a couple of days. And a nice morning out there in central Georgia. But by the time we get to the weekend, talking about rain rolling in. Yes, that's the forecast there for Sunday. We'll map it out hour by hour on Future View.
13 WMAZ morning starts now. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Time is 6:30 on this January 30th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
I'm Frederick Price.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Forbes.
Off to a bit of a chillier start this morning than yesterday.
Yeah, we were all saying earlier that we had to allow a couple extra minutes to defrost our windshields, and that is the case across most of central Georgia with temperatures near the freezing mark right now. We're looking live over downtown. A cold morning out there. The sensor here in Macon is asleep, but you can see just around us widespread 30s and 40s. Look at that on the other side of the Mississippi River, 40s, and that's going to be on the docket for tomorrow morning here in central Georgia. Back here in the area right now, we're all in the mid 30s, low 30s in a couple of spots, and just a slightest bit of a breeze out there. We are seeing wind chills at times fall below that 30-degree mark in just a handful of spots. So the radar picture is quiet out the door today. Looking at temperatures warming this afternoon up to about 61 degrees. That'll be our high. Average high for today is about 60. So close to it. A nice afternoon on the way with winds out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunrise this morning. It also continues to get earlier at 7:31. Sunset obviously after the 6 o'clock hour now. So good news to me. I will take that any day of the week over what we do in December. We will be dry through Saturday, but watching rain build in for Sunday. Mapping that out here in just a moment.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you, Alex. President Biden.
Time is 6:39 on this Tuesday morning, nearing the end of January, which is so hard to believe.
I know. It's feeling like just yesterday we entered 2024.
Yeah, but January has been a good month for us weather-wise because we really ended 2023 on a dry note, and we've been able to pick up a lot of rain in January. So at least we have got one thing going for us. Hey, if you're not looking at your TV right now, check this out. The sun beginning to come up down at the Georgia National Fairgrounds. A great picture down there. Temperatures this morning, it is cold out there, no doubt about it, 35. The current number, 61, is what we're going to do later this afternoon with plenty of sun in and around central Georgia. The sensor here in Macon is still asleep. It's 35 in Warner Robins, 33 walking out the door in Bleckley County, 30 over in Eastman, 34 in Vidalia, 32 in Swainsboro, and 36 there in Monroe County this morning. At times, we're getting a breeze in and around central Georgia, and that's creating a wind chill, but really not looking at taking too much off the actual temperature in terms of what it feels like outside. A dry radar picture. The radar really going to take today off there in Twiggs County. Tonight, it has the opportunity to pick up a few showers from what you see way up there in Illinois, what's called a clipper system. We're going to be on the very tail end of that, and that could bring a shower or two in and around, say, the Milledgeville area over towards Sandersville through the overnight hours. Otherwise, dry across the southeast as we work our way here through the afternoon. Temperatures close to 50 by the noon hour, upper 50s and low 60s later on today. And then what you see here through the overnight hours, there's the tail end of that clipper system. Potentially a couple of showers in and around Jasper, Putnam, Baldwin, Hancock, Washington counties, and that is going to be very short-lived. So I'd say the chance of rain is relatively low, and even those who do see a shower or two, it is not going to last long at all. In fact, you might not even know it rained because it's coming through the overnight hours. Here we go into tomorrow morning. Temperatures a little warmer than this morning, closer to 40 than 30 outside. And then for tomorrow afternoon, I do expect to get to 60 once again before we cool back down into the 30s for Thursday morning in and around central Georgia. There we go for Thursday afternoon. Not quite what we're going to see on Wednesday in terms of the afternoon temperatures. By the time we get to Friday, though, Groundhog Day here in central Georgia, the rodent comes after my job. I think I am going to have a little better forecast for the next 6 weeks than old Beauregard Lee up there in Jackson. But nonetheless, I would forecast on Sunday for what you see back off to the west arriving in central Georgia, looking at rain across central Georgia. If you have outdoor plans for the weekend, Saturday, definitely the better day for that here in the Peach State. As for the almanac, 61 is what we did yesterday, 60 the average high, so relatively close to that. We were a couple degrees warmer than the average low, but I mentioned it earlier. Nearing the end of January, we are up about 1.5 inches compared to average in terms of the rainfall after finishing 2023 on a very dry note. That is some welcome news in central Georgia. So 63 for Thursday, 68 by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. That is going to be above the average high there. And as for today, though, headed to about 61 degrees here through the afternoon hours. Clear skies in and around central Georgia most of the afternoon. Again, spent in that upper 50 to lower 60 degree range. A nice afternoon. The winds out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunrise officially at 7:31, even though we already have first light in the sky. Here's your 7-day forecast. 60 for tomorrow, 63 for Thursday. First day of February there. And then I fight with the groundhog there on Friday. 68 the high temperature before sun returns on Saturday. 70% chance of rain there on Sunday. Again, outdoor weekend plans. Circle Saturday on your calendar and not Sunday.
6:52 now. Let's get a check of our weather and traffic with Alex.
Yeah, good morning, Frederick. We are looking live at 75 in Monroe County. This is close to the way station there. All is well there. The drive times there normal too. 19 minutes from Highway 96 to Interstate 75, 11 minutes from 16 to 475, and 16 minutes from Perry to the Southern Interchange. Chilly out there at the bus stop this morning. A warm up on the way later today. We're getting another check of the 7-day on the flip side of the break. Let's get one last check of the forecast. Cold out there at the bus stop today. 61 the high temperature. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10. Here's your 7-day. 60 tomorrow, 63 for Thursday, 68 on Friday. Going to do something similar on Saturday with a little more sunshine. And then comes Sunday. If you have outdoor plans this weekend, circle Saturday on your calendar and then do it again one more time for good measure, because Sunday is not going to be a good weather day outside. It will also be cooler with highs back in the 50s, a little below average for this time of year as February begins on Thursday. Roll into the first week of February next week.
At least we have some balance in the weekend. A nice sunny day and then a little rainy, dreary day.
Saturday.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning.
CBS Mornings is then.
We'll be back with more local news and weather in about 25 minutes. Have a great morning, everyone.